morning, everybody. I wanted to do a video for you today with scripture reflections. I haven't done one of these, and I thought I would do it today. So today, in my Torah portion today, we're in Genesis right now, and I just am in the part where the children of Israel were delivered from the Red Sea, from Egypt, the Egyptians and things like that, and God had delivered them from that. And in chapter 15 of Genesis, we have the song of Moses and Miriam, and you know, basically is just a they're rejoicing in the fact that God had delivered them just prior. You know, that the Egyptian army was swallowed up by the water. The walls of the water came in on them, and so they were really happy, and they were just praising God, and just so thankful for the miracle that He had provided in that provision of setting them free from that slavery. But we get to the end of chapter 15, and we kind of see a little bit of a switch, and I found it interesting, and I found it that something that I could relate to a little bit, to, you know, God does something in your life and you're so thankful and you see it and there's no mistaking it, and you're just praising Him, and then before you know it, you forget and you're right back to being a complainer. But so in chapter 15 and verse 22, I'm just going to read it here real quick. It says, "Then Moses led Israel onward from the Sea of Reeds. They went out into the wilderness of Shur, but they traveled 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. When they came to Marah, they could not drink from the waters because they were bitter. On account of this, it was called Marah. So the people complained to Moses, saying, 'What are we going to drink?'" And it struck me this morning when I was reading this that they traveled 3 days. It only took 3 days for them to revert back to complaining, to being in fear, to, you know, losing sight of what God had just done for them 3 days prior to that. And I thought it interesting that I can do that in my life. And so this kind of convicted me a little bit of, you know, in one moment I'm really thankful and I see God working and I'm thankful for His provision, but then something down the road a couple days later, or something happens and it causes me to rethink God's heart. And you know, I often wonder, well, does He really care? I mean, yeah, He just did this thing for me, but now look what's happening. Did He stop caring? Has something changed? And things like that. And so I think, like with the children of Israel, and you know, how easy it is, so easy for us to just start to worry, start to forget. And you know, God, He doesn't want that for us. He wants us to trust Him. He wants us to trust Him even when things are going wrong, and to trust that He is in control and that He has a plan. And you know, in Exodus 14:14, we see that it says, "Adonai will fight for you. You only need to hold your peace." And I think instead of, you know, for me, like, instead of complaining about things that are going wrong, or something doesn't seem right, or it doesn't seem like God is showing up this time, or whatever it might be, that I need to walk in that faith, and I need to walk in that trust, and put my faith in that I only need to be still. I need to hold my peace, and that He will fight for me, and that He has my back, because He loves me and He loves you. And you know, it's like I want to be better at not grumbling and complaining like the Israelites did. And I wanted to be able to be a lot stronger and firmer in that, and to just always, you know, rejoice in all things, and to really try hard not to complain about things. I know in the day and age that we live, it is so easy to complain about what is happening in the world. It is so easy to find fault with everything. It's so easy to find anything to complain about that is happening in our world right now, because it is very much toward the end of days. And so things are getting worse and getting just out of hand. And but that's to be expected. We're warned about that. And so, you know, we're not supposed to fear that. We're supposed to just continue to do what God has called us to do, and that is to further his kingdom. And we just need to keep walking in that and continue to be the light, and be set apart, and not join in with complaining and fear and things of the world. But anyway, that's just a quick little scripture reflection I had today. I don't know if it encouraged you or not, or gave you something to think about, but I just wanted to share that with you. And until next time, blessings and shalom.